Good Friday's reflection. There is a Greek word which in the four Gospels is constantly used in connection with the Passion of Jesus. The Greek word is Paradidomi, translated as betray, but its basic meaning is clearly handover. In the Gospel accounts, Judas Iscariot hands over Jesus to the chief priests and the Pharisees. The Sanhedrin hands him over to Pilate. Pontius Pilate hands him over to the will of the people, then hands him to the soldiers for execution. So we can say that the very reason of the suffering of Jesus Christ are persons: the Pharisees, scribes, Judas, and the crowds. We belong to that crowds. Just reflect for a moment. Isn't one of our greatest suffering is our human relations with the persons in our life? Some of the members of our family and of the community, our relatives and friends. Persons are to blame, not the Lord. But Jesus did not blame anyone. Why? He knows his vocation and his mission, the cross, to suffer and die so that others may live. Christ's death is an expression of God's divine charity, his unconditional love. Jesus on the cross showed us how to love, that even the untouchable persons, their unacceptable behaviors, are most in need of our compassion than of our rejection. The cross completes and fulfills the vocation of Jesus. As Pope Benedict XVI said, he turned against himself. He could redeem us in 1,000 other ways than of his death on the cross, but he did not will to do so. He never used any weapon or sword. Instead, he used the wood of the cross as an instrument to lift up those who are fallen. In the cross, love is lifted up, and the cross is lifted up by love. In the cross, we see a God who shares in human sufferings. In the same way, he invites us to share in the sufferings of others. Like him, we have our own suffering, but Jesus himself interpreted suffering as the way of the cross, an opportunity to forgive than to revenge, to love than to hate. The way of the cross, or the station of the cross, is not only a prayer, but more, it is a path of true love, the path that gives us true life. We call this day as Good Friday. It is a good day because on this day, our Savior did something without which we could never get redeemed. Therefore, we glory in the cross of Christ. So today, it is really worthy to utter this prayer. We adore you, O Christ, and we praise you, because by your holy cross, you have redeemed the world. Amen.